All right, fight fans, second time in one night. I already covered the Bivol Castillo fight. Now let's move on to the main event of the card. Oleksandr Usyk making his heavyweight debut against late replacement Chazz Witherspoon. Usyk wins by stoppage in the seventh round. Witherspoon's corner calls the fight, which they should have, and Usyk gets not only his first heavyweight win, but he gets a stoppage in his first heavyweight in his first heavyweight fight. Originally, against his original opponent, which I got to be honest, I forget his name. I had Usyk winning by decision. I thought that moving up to another weight class, especially heavyweight, that he would basically kind of get his footing and kind of get his feel for the heavyweight division. Kind of see where his power lays, see where his attributes will stack up against a heavyweight. Once that fight got called off because of the failed drug test, he had to get a late replacement, which ended up being Chazz Witherspoon. I still picked Usyk by decision, but once I saw that Witherspoon came in very heavy in this fight, and you know what, and due to the fact that he got the fight on last minute notice and he wasn't in fighting shape, I thought it was a chance that he could stop him, not by knockout. What I mean is like knocking him down and having the ref start the fight, but by stoppage. The first round. Let's start with some, before I get to the first round, let's start with some positives. The first positive is I like the fact that Usyk came in at 215 pounds. I've always felt that whenever a cruiserweight moves up to heavyweight, he should not come in at the highest weight he can just because the weight has no limit. I remember when James Toney moved up in weight and he fought Evander Holyfield, he came in at 215 pounds. Which was a good weight. Now, of course, we know James Toney wasn't disciplined and he didn't stay at 215 pounds. He was just happy that he didn't have to make weight anymore. But I like the fact that Usyk looked good and he looked like he took his conditioning he took his condition serious. You know what I'm saying? He could have probably came in at 225 pounds. But he didn't. He came in at a weight where he could still have his hand and his foot speed. Speaking of which, his hand and his foot speed. He still looked like he was at cruiserweight, to be honest. His feet still looked fast and his hands looked fast. Now, maybe that's because he was standing in front of an out-of-shape Chazz Witherspoon. Be that as it is, it was a plus because it helped him win the fight. And the next positive would be is that I liked his punch selection. He threw every punch. He angled well, and he actually cut off the ring on the bigger man. I actually don't have any negatives for Usyk. As for Witherspoon, I'm not going to beat Chazz Witherspoon up. Look, they said on the broadcast that the man was at an auction for his car lot when they gave him the call, and I'm sure he got a six-figure payday. I mean, of course he's gonna take it. He's a fighter. They're giving an opportunity to make some extra money. No, he wasn't in shape. He knew that going in. He's a pro, but of course he's gonna take the fight even on last minute notice. So I'm not gonna beat him up too bad. Let me jump right into the fight. The first round was more of a fill-out round. The second round, I like what I saw from Usyk. He began to go to the body. And in my head, I'm watching the fight and I'm saying, look, this guy is about 15 or so pounds heavier than he usually is when he fights. Start going to the body, start wearing him down. Usyk started going upstairs and downstairs, hitting that body. And as the fight wore on, it began to wear Witherspoon down. I noticed, too, how slow, Witherspoon's feet were in that second round. He just could not get out of the way of Usyk's punches. And that's what made me start to believe that Usyk could probably wear him down and get a stoppage. By the third round, Usyk starts turning on the heat. He started hitting him with all kind of punches, jabs, check hooks, straight right hands, hooks to the body, throwing that straight left hand to the body. And then we get to the seventh round, and Witherspoon's corner, rightfully so, stops the fight. The fight is over. Oleksandr Usyk gets his first win as a heavyweight. So let's talk about what he can do next. They are already asking him about the champions of the division: Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Does he want to fight the champs of the division? I don't think he's there yet. I want to see him in another fight against another top 25 heavyweight. Some of the names that stuck out to me that he could possibly fight: maybe Christian Hammer, maybe Charles Martin, or maybe David Price. I would like to see him fight another heavyweight who's in the top 25, who has been active, and let's see what he does against one of those guys. And those guys are a little bit bigger. So let's see what he can do against those guys. And then maybe after that, let's talk about him maybe taking a title fight, even though I would like to see him fight at least 2 more fights at heavyweight before he fights one of the champions. Anyway, that's all I got. Give me your thoughts on the fight. Oleksandr Usyk gets his first win as a heavyweight. I thought he looked good doing it, albeit against a late replacement. That's all I got, fight fans. Holla at y'all later.